Good morning. Tough old night last night. Let's have a look. Champions League continues its both teams to score record, which I hoped to exploit by laying an Atletico Madrid 2-0 lead. Indeed, we did get a Dortmund goal coming in about the 81st minute. Could have done with that goal coming a little earlier to open the door up for the market, expecting a 2-2. But finally poised for the second leg. Another Desmond Tutu ending like the Man City match, although that turned back into 3-3. Possibilities there. Tough to read Champions League. These are first legs as well, but quite obviously a real pattern with over 2.5 goals and then some. Heading off to England. It was a tough night in England. Let's see if there was any plays which I missed. I could have picked up on. But we did lay the draw, Birmingham and Cardiff. That was one of three, which was only one of the three which was successful yesterday. Bristol City and Blackburn. Speculative. Why 2.7 the favourite? It's an idea I'm working with. When you've got 2.7 the favourite and you've got a 2-0 lead before half time, sometimes it's worth laying that side. Why? You're going to get very short odds. You're going to get very big odds to back this side. And they do pull it off now and again. The most recent example was Banik Ostrava, 0-2 to 1-2 at half time. And by then, you'd have actually made a profit just with that single goal before half time. Same with Union St Gilwell recently, 0-2 down, 1-2 at half time. You'd have made a £34 green screen. So it's worth persisting with in certain circumstances. I did check Blackburn's in-play stats, and they did suggest the possibility that they could get involved. Hull and Middlesbrough, one which really passed me by. Possibility of a late Middlesbrough equaliser, but not doing for me. This was disappointing, Ipswich and Watford. Ipswich has scored 2+ goals in each of the last 7 home matches. This is what we're flirting with at this stage of the season. A 0-0 for a side like Watford is not a great disgrace. But for Ipswich, it could be a huge burden because it allows Leeds in now to overtake them in the next match. It allows Southampton in with 2 games in hand. They could go up to 84 points, Southampton, if they win their 2 games in hand. So Ipswich dropping 2 points at this stage of the season is vital. That's why we lay the draw. Well, I did give you an out when you lay the draw second half. And you might want to take it. I specifically mentioned it with Derby because what we were seeing was no evolution of Derby's in-play stats insofar as 0 shots on target. So I got out there. I got out with a third of liability as loss. A third of liability as loss. So let's say my usual lay the draw. I'm just trying to get the calculator. Didn't think it was going to be this difficult. Let's try again. Calendar. There we go. Calculator. So a third of liability is lost. Let's say your liability is £40, which is my standard for lay the draw. Wait until that liability hits £13. So in your cash out at Betfair, that hits the £13, and it will be a minus figure. It'll be a loss. Well, no, 13 will be the actual amount you see, but you'll be making a net loss. But more importantly, what are you getting back? You're getting back 2/3 of your bank returned. What this does, this £13, it gives sides like Ipswich, Watford, Wycombe and Derby the amount of time it takes for you to hit that £13 loss for them to score a goal. Normally 15-20 minutes to the second half, so it's ample time. Another option, you can stay in until the death, given these are must-wins. But this is very disappointing. Derby, yes, worth getting out of that one. We had a recent example of Poulsen, absolutely bossed the first half in a match, 7 shots on, 7 shots off 4 corners. Second half, 1 shot on target. I got out with a £13 loss on that one, having laid the draw. Elsewhere, far too efficient. Peterborough, West Brom expecting the win. But they got the goal before half-time, Peterborough, alas. I was all queued up for a lay the draw second half. And West Brom did what Millwall couldn't, to get the win against Rotherham. This is a guaranteed 3 points. It should be, at least. So tough set of fixtures yesterday. Thursday, today, Europa League playoffs, Europa League and Europa Conference League playoffs as well. AC Milan and Roma, an all Roman derby. It's the first leg. New manager for Roma as well, just make things a little complicated. Bayer Leverkusen and West Ham. I think these are second legs, aren't they? I'll just double check. No, first legs, indeed, because I think all of these sides have the second leg next week. So this weekend's Saturday and Sunday's football is going to be marred by pre and post Champions League, pre and post Europa League, pre and post Europa Conference League. It's going to impact on a number of these teams. Doesn't tend to impact on Bayer Leverkusen though. Milan and Roma, very tough to unpack this one. They know each other very well. Daniele De Rossi is the new manager of Roma. I haven't got a clue how this would unpack. It's as simple as that. I can't offer anything. The preview might give you something. Similarly, Bayer Leverkusen and West Ham. West Ham are very good against Freiburg, another Bundesliga side. Bayer Leverkusen, unbeaten this season in the Bundesliga. Look very solid at home, but I think 1.4 is a little dismissive. Let's be honest, a large proportion of the teams Bayer Leverkusen are playing in the Bundesliga are not as good as the top 10 Premier League side. So I think 1.4 is a tad short. Don't forget, this is over 2 legs as well, so they'd be keen to get out and get a 2-goal lead by Leverkusen. They're certainly capable of it. Benfica and Marseille, very tough to read again. We've got Angel Di Maria for Benfica. We've got a Marseille who don't travel well in the French League away from home. They're awful. So they might have to wait. Let's have a look at what the AI has said, because I'm not researching these, but I know an AI bot who will. Milan strong home form in the first leg of matches. 1-7 drawn, 2 lost to. So that's important. Unbeaten against Roma in the last 9, but don't forget Roma have a new manager, so I wouldn't necessarily take head-to-head. And as I keep telling you, AI likes a bit of the old 2-1. Leverkusen and West Ham. Impressive home record in the Europa League, winning all 4 matches at the Bay Arena. West Ham solid performances in European competition, winning 75% of Europa League matches. Leverkusen unbeaten streak of 41. That's quite astounding. But as I say, I wouldn't be discounting West Ham, particularly if Jared Bowen, is available. Benfica and Marseille, unbeaten home record in Europa League, 122 drawn 6 for Benfica. That's outstanding. You put that in with Marseille's really poor away run in the French League, and we might be favouring the home side, particularly Angel Di Maria. He is quite a buy for that Benfica side. Aubameyang, the ex-Arsenal, ex-Dortmund, is Marseille's forward. And again, another 2-1 scoreline from AI. Liverpool-Atalanta. This looks all out like a Liverpool win. And they've got some key team news as well. Some important players coming back. Alexander-Arnold, Diego Jota and Alisson back in training. So good luck with that, Atalanta. Just 3 defeats in the 28 games in the competition for Atalanta. They are this deep, so you've got to respect them. It's going to be a fascinating match, but you'd expect Liverpool, I would say, oh, look at this. AI's gone for another 2-1 scoreline. There we go. But both teams to score has prevailed in the Champions League first legs. Is it going to do the same in the Europa League and Europa Conference League? Olympiacos of Fenerbahce, a local derby of sorts. Greece against Turkey. Remarkable comeback against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Fenerbahce, it's a tough one to pick, this one. 2.2 the favourite tells you as much as well. Poulsen and Fiorentina, that's the side I referred to earlier on about that lay the draw second half and getting out. Maybe they had this match in mind with their underperformance. So please just note some possible grammatical errors. That will be the AI. So this question mark, I don't know why the question mark's there, Poulsen. So let's have a look at the prediction. Tactical battle. Fiorentina's strong away record and Poulsen's recent defensive form closely contested. Oh, a 1-1 draw possibly for AI this evening. But you'll note, so far, it's been both teams to score, hasn't it? Aston Villa and Lille. Let's have a look. Aston Villa's impressive home record in Europe, winning 6 of the last 8. You know that Unai Emery is an expert in the Europa League. The quarter-final, winning his last 7 encounters with different clubs. You take that one. You can't really trade against that one, can you? It's very, very strong. He's got a real record all the way back to Sevilla days. So that's quite something going into this match. Unai Emery's record. Club Brugge and PAOK Thessaloniki. Impressive home record in European competition. Only 2 defeats in the last 11. Overcoming 2-0 deficit to advance to the quarterfinals. So they might have a bit of kick to them, PAOK. Brugge's unbeaten home record against Greek clubs as well. Something to look into. So the research might offer you something today, particularly the Aston Villa angle. That's very strong indeed, isn't it? As to me being up tonight, well, if I am up and about, I will trade for you. It's not a set of matches I like first legs. You'll see pretty much I haven't touched the first legs in the Champions League. But we've got 4 out of 4 odds on favourites at home in the Europa League. Let's have a look at some other football. I think HJK Helsinki. The Danish Cup. Looks much of a muchness, that one. Finnish Veikkausliiga, HJK Helsinki losing their opening match against KUPS. Likely they're going to be first and second in this league. So this is a must-win already for HJK Helsinki, and I think they can deliver. 4 o'clock, I'll be monitoring that one for you. I probably will be up tonight, so I've had 2 consecutive nights up late. Norwegian Cup's too illiquid to really play. And that's about it this evening. So Europa League and Europa Conference League. I can't find the Conference League anywhere. There it is. So we've got the Conference League playoffs there as well. So we've got all of these previews. You might get some benefit. I don't think these were up when I was researching, but you might get some benefit from pre-match angles. These really are great, particularly with league football when they're available. Doesn't look like they're available here. Normally you get a pre-match angle. They really are very good. They just pick out very solid stats. Here we go. Pre-game facts, it's called. AC Milan won the last 3 games at home when Pulisic has scored, so that might be something for you to note if Christian Pulisic does get on the score sheet today. Conceded at least 1 goal against Roma in the last 8, but again, new manager syndrome for Roma might change that. Scored the first goal of the game in the last 6 home games against Roma. Roma have kept a clean sheet in the last 3. Roma have won just one of the last 5 Europa League away games, but don't forget they are under new management as well. AC Milan have won the last 7 matches in a row. So pre-game facts, these are particularly useful in league football. I don't know if these stats will translate because this could be in the league, couldn't it? Scoring the first time in the league. And in the league, you're meeting all sorts of different teams of different quality. Not so in a Europa League late stage match. So take them with a pinch of salt, but they will help. So if I am up and about, 5:45 certainly I'll be following those 2, but 8 o'clock, it's 2 a.m. where I am. There's only a matter of 6 matches, and they are first leg matches, so they're very tough to read. But don't worry, Saturday and Sunday you've got 100% from me in what is another exciting run-up to the end of the season. So there's plenty more football to come, plenty better quality football to come on Saturday and Sunday than first legs in European club competition. Have a great Thursday. Might see you later.